Hello, my name is Spike and welcome back to the channel. In today's video we're going to be taking on the infamous Monza with another Race Club UK event. So if you've been following along my ACC learning journey, you'll know that I've had a bit of a dip in form with Donington and Valencia, especially Valencia, so I'm hoping today just to have a bit more of a consistent race. So casting my mind back to the practice I did on Sunday, I think my fastest lap time around here in this car was a 1:50.6, so not the quickest, and I'm noticing here at the timetables during this practice session that we've already got drivers putting in 1:48s, 1:49s, 1:50s, and even Dan is putting in a 1:47.7 up there, so definitely going to be a bit off the pace, but I'm not going to stress too much about that. I'm more concerned with maintaining a consistent pace throughout the entirety of the race and not having big sort of collisions and issues as I have done in Donington and at Valencia. So I'm hoping for a more fluid race, I guess is the way I could word it. So yeah, that's the goal for the evening. We've got about 40 minutes left of practice. I'm going to jump out on track and I will see you for the 15-minute qualifying very shortly. Here we go then. We're going to stick a conservative-ish lap to start with, just get a time on the board. This next corner is the one that I'm finding the most difficult. I feel like when I brake for it, the car sort of dips off to the right hand side, which is pointing the incorrect way. I just went a bit early on the brakes there actually. Got my brake marker mixed up. Better early than late though. This next one's a bit picky as well. And you have to forgive me, I don't know the names of these corners. I know they all have names and they're all famous, and I think they're probably named after drivers, but I can't remember them off the top of my head, and even if I could remember them, they're Italian and I would butcher the pronunciation, so I'm just going to call them chicanes/corners for today. Worry about naming them later, let's just focus on driving around them for today. Okay, not the best lap, but it's a time on the board, so we'll take that. 1:51.7, that's not as bad as I was expecting it to be, so see if we can top that. There we go, that's what I was talking about, the nose just dipping off to the right, and if you unstable the car through there, you've got all those sausage curbs to contend with, so that's what I'm trying to avoid happening. I think this one's Parabolica. Parabolica? That sounds right, but again, not confident on that. Okay, a 1:51.7 to beat. So this is the next turn, the next one, this is the one that catches me out, so it didn't dip off as it did on the last attempt, but again, still, that's the one I don't like. 1:51.7, time to beat. Just doesn't feel like it's going to slow down in time for that. Okay, this is where I'm coming unstuck. I wonder if I just change my position on the entry, if that... that might be a bit better. I think I'm just too far over to the right. Oh, I've not made a mistake there yet. It's a shame. I shifted the wrong way. I went up instead of down. 4 minutes left of qualifying. I've got a 1:51.7 to beat. That was the first attempt, that one, so... see if we can get there this time. A bit early on the brakes, but... didn't bin it, so I suppose that's a positive. Well, we might be in a position to shave a couple of tenths off, though that's diminishing as we speak, so that didn't suck. Oh, look at that, I think we found a second. Just try and... yes, nice! 1:50.7! I mean, it doesn't change where I am in the standings, but Still near the back, but that was okay. So that's a 10th off my PB for this this course. So relatively pleased to have met that in the qualification. That's good. We'll keep going and see if we can improve on it at all. This is not as good. Bit of correction there on the exit as I hit that bump. Come on, car, come on. What was that? Oh, that's so close to a 149. So close. This is the last attempt, I think. Oh, I missed the braking point. Oh, that's a pity. Oh well. We managed to get from a 151.7 down to 150.7 to so close to a 149. So I'm happy with that. That feels like consistent with how I practice, which is more than I can say for Valencia. So that's a positive sign. So we've qualified P19 overall, but in our division we're P5, so that's a pretty good qualifying session. Like I say, it's consistent with that practice, so promising stuff. Alright, here we go. An hour 20 of Monza. Just got to bear in mind we're on cold tyres here, so just going to take it easy into turn 1. Got a car on the left. This is going to get interesting, I feel. Some dirt being kicked up around. I'm just going to get on the brakes nice and early for this one, because this could be a bit of a car park. Oh gosh. Just avoiding a bit of a kerfuffle. We're out of it okay. Bit of a last minute swing around on that one to avoid contact. This is the turn I don't like. Just going to again just take it nice and easy on the opening couple of laps. Safe strategy. Don't want to get too close to this Aston in front, don't want to punt it. Did a bit of that last week. It's Mark Sedgwick in front. Had a good bit of a battle on the track with him last week until I crashed into Johnny and sent him into the pit lane. Maybe being a bit too safe. At some point we do need to start pushing the boundaries if we're going to keep up with these cars in front. Going to have to get closer. That's if we can keep up at all. Just going to go a bit before the 150. Very aware of the fact we've got a Ferrari breathing down the neck as well. This is where I start to get nervous every lap, I think. Just, I hate this next one. Although that's okay. Just taking a nick off that sausage curb. Very aware of the fact I've got a car on the inside right now. Bit of a dodgy exit from there. Ooh. That was not great, but managed not to bin it, so just got a Ferrari alongside and probably has the preferred line into Parabolica, so let's see if I can hold the inside. Trying to keep an eye on that radar as well, just keep an eye on where he is. He's got round the outside, fair play. Oh, I don't know where the Ferrari's going. Didn't do a good job of that myself either. Looks like a potential connection issue or like controller or something. There's a bit of a gap now to Sedgwick. That was dodgy. Couple of small errors creeping in, but all correctable at the moment. Ferrari's come back from where they disappeared off to, so they're going to try and make it round again. Car's binned. Going to try it on the inside this time. Get some power down, see if I can stay them off, but I think just see his nose creep in on my right hand side and that's the position lost. Although I do have the preferred line into turn 1, so we'll see how this goes. Game of chicken as we approach the braking zone. Oh, fuck that up. So I might get a track limit warning here. There we go. So first big mistake, but making the decision to commit and go through the runoff. Didn't bother with the chicane business, they just... That's what happens when you're under pressure, I guess. Using all of that runoff there because I had a bit of understeer. Ferrari's right there again. Feels like I'm really clinging on. I think it's going to get me here, so... He's dropped back in behind, he's going to go under. Side by side again. It's a repetition of last lap. We're going to try and actually make the turn this time. Oh, fuck. Just got a bit of the outside of the track and unsteadied myself going into that. And that's cost me the battle there in that corner. It's a different ball game when you're sharing the track with other cars, isn't it? Ain't like qualifying, but oh, maybe I should have pushed there. Okay, that's tricky because the Ferrari is blocking my braking zone. I've been tapped off. That's frustrating. Got to try and get back on track. That cost me a lot of track position, that did. So that Ferrari in front was just kind of between me and where I was trying to look for that braking marker, so that made that really awkward. And as that was happening, I had another Ferrari trying to make the move on the inside, so a bit unfortunate in terms of just timing there, but I think we recovered pretty well. Just feel a long way off this pack in front, so work to be done. Oh, braking traction, don't like it. Got to do a bit better than this. A 152 is our current best lap. Oh, Spike, come on, come on. So that was a very sketchy moment, and that is a kind of moment that in past races would have seen me in the barrier, so getting better at recovery. And I feel like everyone probably has those situations during these longer races where they have to sort of save themselves from a sketchy moment, and actually being able to do it is going to be important to surviving. See if we can catch this Ferrari in front. I did close the gap down a bit but made a mistake, so save him back up again. No, no, oh, Spike. Okay, first big boo-boo. Fuck. Okay, we didn't face the wrong way, we hit the barrier, but disappointing. Oh, a bit of sausage. Sausage in the undercarriage. Oh, fucked up the gears. Fuck. Dear, oh dear, not good. Starting to get a bit inconsistent around here, so try and hit this curb. Short shift into 4. Felt less risky that time. The last couple of laps it's been a bit touch and go there. Ooh. Problem is if you get that wrong you then lose all the speed down this straight, which is not ideal. But we've managed to just about get through the first 20 minutes. A bit of a altercation with the barrier, but facing the right direction at all times, so that's a positive. Wonder if I should stay in third coming out of there. I'm short shifting into 4 because I don't want to like spin the car out, but it's costing me pace down here, so risk and reward, innit? Oh, that was bad. Just want to be careful getting my foot down. Interestingly, not track limits for going wide there. That's oh no, there we go. My bad. Mark Sedgwick is very close to us behind now. Had a good battle last week. Oh. Just recover. So that mistake is going to let Mark past. Still though, managed to not fucking bin it off, like got back on quite quickly. It's just, yeah, not panicking in those situations. Wonder if we can challenge Mark for this back, I don't know, it depends on this run out through here. Let's try and get back in third and see. Gap is only getting bigger. Operation take more risks. Oh, I didn't like it. God, it's warm. Maybe that's the way through there. Looks like we're about to post our quickest lap time of the race so far. Only a couple of tenths in it, but 1:52, so a couple of seconds off our qualifying time, but we've got more fuel on board, so a bit late to turn in, boy. Tried to go a bit later on the brakes, but it just sort of fucked me over. No! That's the first big fucking bad one. Oh, we're so far off the track as well. And there's cars coming past, this is bad. Okay. Come on, go through. That's it, go! I feel your pain, my friend. Not sure who that was. So annoying. Okay, that's big collision or big fuck up number 2. Again, managed the fuck up reasonably well, and it was a really unnecessary one actually, because I was just trying to brake later, and actually I think I did kind of have it under control, and then in the panic I then quite suddenly didn't, and was being sucked onto the grass. So it's going to be a really bad lap time there, 2:05 with that mistake in there, so costly error, but again we didn't make contact with the barrier. Just was hoping to avoid that kind of thing from happening in this one. Probably the best run through there I've had there. Got Ben Godden in the rear view mirror. There's a lap down, or maybe a couple of laps down. Is he? Who's that blue flag for? I don't know. I think I'm okay. I think he's lap down and I'm alright. So I'm just going to try and knock off that 0.03 or whatever it was off that lap time. A very minor incremental improvement. Okay, got a lapping car now, so we've got to decelerate. Go on. The podium car's going through. That's second and third there. We've already had the leader go by as I was in the sand trap, so trying to let this car go through, but don't want to be in the sand really. Car behind's within half a second, so they're going to want to go by at some point soon. So if I can... Oh, Wasn't sure which way around they wanted to go. There we go, that's better. Just picking the right time to try and get off the line so they could go past there. Whew. Come on, Spike. Looks like a Nissan wanting to go by next. Quite far back still, so I'm going to just wait for the next opportunity, I think. I'll stick myself over to the right here, you can go up the outside maybe. Like, I want to slow down and let him through. I'm just going to decelerate and just let them go. Just trying to work out when it's good to do that. You want to get out of the way obviously, but don't want to like ruin yourself in the process. Made that mistake in the past. Halfway through. And we're approaching our pit. I think it's got to come after this lap, so big moment approaching. Haven't practiced my pit stops on this track, so this is going to be a bit of an improvisey job. So we'll keep an eye out for markers on the pit entry. There, let's say if we get our pit limiter on. So as far as I'm aware, that was okay. We'll see what happens. How do I stop the engine? What button did I assign that to? Oh, it's auto. It's auto. Thank fuck. I knew I'd changed some of those settings. I forgot to put my bottle of water down, but I have got a pint of Pepsi Max. So, are they going to repair my bonnet in this, or did I need to have picked that in a menu? I wonder. I feel like that is a ship that may have sailed. Where's the pit exit? Is it this line? I'm going to hope it's this line. Yes, the green light. Fuck it. Let's do it. Right, oh, this car's going by on my pit exit. And my tyres are cold again, so just got to bear that in mind for the next lap or so. Just decelerate a bit, let this one go by before this turn. Oh fuck, I nearly came close to hitting him. Oh. Again, with the save. Oh, Spike, that was an unnecessary close to disaster moment, but that's okay, we're fine. Breathe. Oh, I missed my brake marker. Just going to play it safe and get out of this mess I've got myself in. So it feels like I'm having a relatively good race. There's been a couple of mistakes, but annoyingly it's not really reflecting in the sort of overall standings. I'm P20 right now, so that's not wonderful. But I've just got to focus on myself for now, I think. I'm being flashed by this car behind. Go on, before T1, do it. There you go. I feel like I'm getting more and more aggressive with that. Go on! Oh, go on, Ferrari, have the inside, have it, nice. So someone's in the pits, so I've jumped back into the top 20, so if we can aim to finish this in the top 20, that'll be good. Ooh. Touch and go, but again, rescued. A few times on that last turn I've seen the sand get kicked up on the corner exit beyond the kind of green rubbery bit, so it's obvious that people are really using the track limits to sort of sling themselves around there. just dropped off in pace a little bit. So 155 at the moment. Doing a lot of 152s and 153s, so just try and get back down to there if we can. Try and get 151 down. Oh, that was bad. I just felt everything kind of fall away there. Felt like the car was just floating. Still on for a 151 potentially if we Okay, new best lap time for me. And this is good because I think in the last race I mentioned that it's around this point that I kind of, I don't know, focus dips away and I start just to dip off a bit. So it's nice that we're still making inroads on that lap time over halfway through. Ooh. Getting better at saving sketchy situations. Just another one there. Ooh. Oh, that was too much though. Don't snap back. Oh, fuck. Fuck. Okay. He's not coming yet, he's not coming yet. He's got plenty of room to go around if he does catch up. There we go. Oh, big fuck up spike. It's amazing, we've gone from our best lap to our worst lap probably with that, so that's cost us a place with a car that we, you know, we're in contention to potentially beat, so got to see if we can put that right by the end. Maybe that's our little objective now. We've got 26 minutes to reel this Aston Martin in of Petits. Sorry if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly, but it's a car that I've noticed that we're around about the same place in a lot of these races. So we've gone into the runoff as well there, so see if we can get this back. Okay, back into the top 20. Panic over. Need to get in the habit of looking at the dash on the car as opposed to the HUD in the bottom right, because that's actually close to where I need to be looking in terms of what's in front of me on the road, so maybe that's the habit I need to get into. This is what went wrong earlier. Having a sniff up the inside here. Just come over to the left, make sure there's some space there. Oh, here we go, T1. 300, 200, 150 and brake! Oh dear. Maybe a bit too late on the brakes there. Looks like we've got lapping cars as well. Okay, so now I feel like the focus is dropping away a bit, so just check myself, switch on. Oh. Gonna try and bring myself over to the right. I was hoping to go to my right there, and apologies for that, whoever that is. That Dan Clegg. Try and keep over to the right here. Oh, it's difficult when these guys are like gunning for each other. Although this is Cook, and he's actually P15, so not contending with Dan in that Aston Martin, so maybe not as urgent as I thought to get out of the way, but still good. One thing that I think has really helped this time is that I've changed my seating setup just a bit, so I'm a bit close to my wheel, and I've adjusted my pedal plate and also the pedal tray and the plates that actually sit on the pedals, so my foot angle's in a bit of a different place, and that's taken some adjustment, but actually being close to the wheel is really helping with those tighter turns, getting the rotation in. I think that's something I wish I did sooner. It's just a bit difficult because I'm 6'4" and sometimes fitting in these. So I'm just trying not to rear end this car as I gas on about random shit. Hang on. Yeah, so yeah, being 6'4", I'm on the larger side, so kind of getting myself close to the wheel without my knees being sort of making contact with the wheelbase, that's been a bit of a challenge to kind of figure out, but I've got a setup now that feels okay, and it's a little less comfortable for the legs, but much better for the arms and the rotation, and I think that might be contributing to how we are managing to save the car from sketchy situations. We just have a bit more tactile control over the wheel, so just wait till the straight, bro, wait till the straight, please. There you go. Oh, I thought, what's that? I'm not sure. I thought maybe they had a network issue or something. Well, we've been on track for over an hour now, in our last 20 minutes. Can we just keep it neat and tidy for that time? Had one run in with the barrier, one off track into a sand trap, and one spin, so 3 big issues. We did use a track run off as well earlier in the race, but that was less of a problem. Did pick up the track cut warning on that one. Fuck. Track warning number 2, track cut number 2. Can't do that again. I was just a bit late on the brakes and then messed up my shifting. So it comes from 4th to 3rd quite quickly, but then I think there's a bit of a delay trying to get down into 2nd depending on the car speed coming in there, so a bit of an awkward one. Ooh. Bit of a mistake, but managed to avoid anything too disastrous. Approaching the last 10 minutes, I'm beginning to feel a bit tired. Well, we're into the final 10 minutes, and it has loosened up in the last sort of 15-20 minutes, but not to the extent it has done on previous events. Just a bit late on the brakes there. Just lapped McIntosh. I think he's gone into the pit. He's one of the newer faces in the field. It's weird. I was kind of used to being the new guy, but actually I'm really not the new guy anymore. A few people have started taking part since I started. So yeah, no longer the new face on the block. I'm the seasoned back marker. Although actually, no, give myself more credit. We're P19 today, and it's been a fairly strong showing, barring a couple of minor mistakes. Some, well, I say minor, there's 1 or 2 slightly more major ones, but let this car go through. one contact with the barrier, one spinning in a sand trap, and then I think there was another sort of sand trap runoff as well. Yeah, it's not been perfect, but I think this has been, in terms of when it comes to the longer races, this has been our strongest showing yet. And maybe, I mean, I don't know, I'd have to go back and look at the video from Snetterton, but this might be our best race yet, or up there. I think we had a good run at Zolder as well. I think the second race potentially at Zolder we were third in division. So in terms of track position or finishing position, maybe not our best one, but in terms of like overall consistent performance throughout the race, maybe a bit of a better one. And definitely picking up from the Valencia Donington lull that we've fallen into. I think this has been a much better showing than the last couple of events, so I think that's a good thing as well. Unfortunately, we've not come very close to our qualification lap, but actually we've had more fuel on board, and as that fuel's depleted, the tyres have also worn down, so we've never had the car in quite the same state as we did during that qualification. So yeah, I'm not wholly surprised by that. And we also haven't binned anyone into the pit today, so that's a plus for everyone else. And we actually haven't really had any major incidents with any of the other cars in the field for the first time in a few weeks, so that's a good takeaway as well. Just got to count my chickens here because we're not quite done. We're 3.5 minutes to go, so yeah, hopefully these cars that are going to be lapping shortly aren't going to scrap that achievement for me. Or can we stick a 151 towards the end? That'd be nice. That's nice, a 151 near the end, that's good. I'm going to decelerate and just let this guy go past. Bit close for my liking, that. It's not quite reading what each other are planning on doing. So we're 3 laps up on the car behind, and we're 20 seconds off Sedgwick. Oh shit. I don't know if I'm going to get peened here for using the... just going to decelerate and just hope that... yeah, no time gained, so I didn't get a drive-through at the end. I don't know how that would work if that were to be a drive-through, but just getting a bit distracted by the overall standings. Maybe just a reminder for myself just to stay focused until the checkered flag. That's the leader. Finish the race now. Just going to... get it through there. Last turn then. Oh, don't fuck it now. Whew. Oh, we're done. Ha ha ha. So there we go, that was a P19 at Monza, and it wasn't completely void of errors, and there were a couple of sketchy moments, but there were a lot of positives to take away from that as well, like probably my best performance in one of the longer races in the season, and managed to, I don't know, it just felt like I had more control over the car. I was better at saving it from moments where I lost traction, from moments that were a bit sketchy. There were a couple of issues. There was a spin, maybe 2 spins, and a collision with the barrier, but managed to recover from those pretty sharpish and get back on track. And also didn't have any major incidents with any of the other drivers, as we've had in the last couple of events as well. So yeah, happy with that. Really happy with how qualification went as well, just shanking that lap time down as that qualification period went on. So yeah, happy with that event. I think it's definitely brought me out of that lull from Valencia, from Donington, and actually yeah, the last couple of weeks I've not been feeling that confidence. It's nice to get back in and actually really enjoy a race. Did spend a lot of time on track, sort of on my own, not really with cars around me to like overtake into battle, so I was a bit deprived of battles maybe this week, but otherwise yeah, definitely a step in the right direction, and actually getting more, I don't know, I feel more composed under the pressure of the sort of race conditions. So yeah, happy with that. If you enjoyed the video, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you're new around here. Otherwise, have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.